Microsoft Research and Salesforce ran an experiment. They took over 200,000 conversations across 15 of the best AI models available and compared two ways of asking for the same thing. In the first, everything the model needed was in one clear message. In the second, exactly the same information, just spread across several messages, the way most of us actually type. Same models, same task, 39% worse. So when you get a mediocre answer out of an AI, it is almost never the model being stupid. It is the prompt. Remember what it actually does. It reads your text and predicts what should come next. Give it a vague wish and it will confidently produce a vague answer. 5 mistakes cause most of it. I will show you each one side by side with what actually comes back, and then hand you a template you can paste at the top of anything. Mistake 1. The open-ended wish. Help me with marketing. Write me something. Make this better. There are 10,000 reasonable answers to that, so the model picks the safest, blandest one. You get something that reads like a textbook, because a textbook is the average of everything it has seen. The fix is 3 things, every time. Who is the audience? First-time dog owners, German business buyers, teenage skaters? Be specific. What exactly do you want? 3 subject lines under 60 characters, a 2-paragraph summary, a list of 5 ideas. And what are the constraints? No emoji, friendly tone, mention the 20% discount. Watch what those 3 things do to the same request. Mistake 2. Burying the goal. The model reads your prompt the way you read a paragraph, front to back. So the most important instruction belongs in the first sentence, not the last. On the left, everything arrives before the actual request. The model has to wade through it to work out what you want. On the right, same information, instruction first, identical content, different order. Noticeably better answer. Quick check, because this one catches almost everyone. You need 5 different things from an AI. An explanation, a table, a tweet, an email, and a LinkedIn post. What is the better move? Put all 5 in one message so it has the full picture. Or send 5 separate messages. Have a think? It is 5 separate messages. But the reason is more interesting than the rule. When you stack 5 jobs into one prompt, the model tries to do all of them and does each one shallowly. Attention gets divided, and the later items in your list get the thinnest treatment. So, 1 task per message. But here is the part the popular advice gets wrong, and it comes straight out of that Microsoft and Salesforce study. 1 task per message does not mean drip-feeding your requirements. That is the exact thing that costs 39%. When you reveal what you want bit by bit, the model commits to an assumption early, and then it does not recover. The researchers called it getting lost in the conversation. And it is not only about the average. Reliability more than doubled in variance. The same request run twice differed by around 50 percentage points between the best and worst attempt. So the real rule is both halves together. 1 task per message. And that 1 task fully specified the first time. Mistake 4. Forgetting the role. Act as a senior copywriter. Act as a patient maths tutor. That is not decoration. It sets the vocabulary, the depth, and the tone all at once. Without it, you get the default assistant voice. Polite, hedged, slightly corporate. Which is almost never what you actually wanted. Start with, act as this for these people. 2 seconds of typing. Mistake 5. Forgetting the output format. If you do not say what shape you want, the model picks for you. And it usually picks a wall of prose. Look at the same question answered 3 ways. Unstructured, bulleted, as a table. Same facts every time, but only one of them is something you can actually use. So end your prompt with the shape. A table with 3 columns, 3 bullets, each under 20 words. Only valid JSON, no extra text. It will do exactly that. Now the part almost no beginner guide mentions, and it matters more every month. There is a security problem called prompt injection. In the 2025 edition of the OWASP Top 10 for AI applications, the organization behind the global web security standard, it is ranked number 1, not somewhere on the list. First, the cause is simple, and it follows from everything in the last lesson. The model cannot tell the difference between your instruction and the content it is reading. It is all just text, which means an attacker can hide an instruction inside something the AI will read. An email, a web page, a PDF. In June 2025, researchers at AIM Security demonstrated exactly this against Microsoft 365 Copilot. A single crafted email, with the instruction hidden inside it, was enough to make Copilot pull internal files and send the contents to an outside server. The user never clicked anything. They never even had to open it. It was given the name Echo Leak, and it has an official vulnerability number. It is on screen now, so you can look up the whole thing yourself. To be fair to Microsoft, they fixed it on their side, and there is no evidence anyone used it in the wild. I am not telling you this to frighten you off Copilot. I am telling you because of what it means for how you work. If you use any AI that can read your email, your files, or the open web, treat what it hands back as unverified. Not because it is lying, but because it may be repeating something someone else planted. Never paste API keys, passwords, or personal data into a chat window, and never let an agent send, post, or pay anything on your behalf without you reading it first. The honest position from the security community is that there is no clean fix for this. It falls out of how these models work. So the protection is you, staying in the loop. Right, the cheat sheet. 5 lines you can paste at the top of almost any task. Act as the role. The audience is who is reading. The goal is what you actually want. Output format, bullets, table, JSON, constraints, word count, tone, things to avoid. You will not need all 5 every time. But every line you fill in is one less thing the model has to guess. That is genuinely all prompting is. One bonus, and it is the single highest value trick in this whole video. Show it an example. This is not folklore either. It is the finding that made the original GPT-3 paper famous back in 2020. Giving the model a handful of worked examples inside the prompt with no retraining at all lifted its accuracy on unseen tasks substantially. On one benchmark, it went from 64.3% to 71.2%. In practice, that means, instead of describing the output you want, paste one that is already right. Here's the format. Now do the same for these 5. It works better than any adjective you could have written. So the 5. Vague wishes get vague answers. Name the audience, the ask, the constraints. Put the instruction first, not last. 1 task per message, fully specified. Do not drip feed. Give it a role. Tell it what shape the answer should be. And the 2 extras. Show an example when you can, and stay in the loop with anything that reads your email or your files. If this was useful, subscribe. The next one is on AI agents and why letting software act on your behalf changes the risk picture completely. Thanks for watching.